What's up, YouTube? My name is Kenny J, and this is KennyJTV. As you can tell by the title of the video, this is about the first time that I took the insurance state exam and I failed. I get a lot of emails, a lot of messages from you guys saying that you failed the first time and life is over, but guess what? Come here. It's not. It's pretty normal for agents to fail the insurance state exam the first time. Actually, less than 50% of licensed agents pass the insurance exam the first time. That doesn't mean that it is impossible to pass the insurance exam the first time. It is just very difficult. The insurance exam is meant to trip you up, it's meant to confuse you, but it's for a reason, because once you get those licenses, you have a better understanding of insurance all around. In this video, I'm going to provide tools and tricks for you to help cope, bounce back, and pass the insurance exam the second time around. Tip number one that I have is, once you unfortunately fail the insurance state exam the first time, is take time to be upset, take time to mope, take time to really reflect. And it's okay. A lot of times people are like, don't worry about it, dust it off and keep going. I remember when I took my exam and I failed the first time, and it was a rainy day outside. I was pretty upset. I called my parents and told them, and they of course gave me some very encouraging words to keep going. But I did take the day to not look at anything insurance, because as you know, leading up to the exam, you're constantly reading and studying and taking practice exams to make sure that you do pass that exam the first time. So I came home, I actually went and got a seafood boil before I came home. I watched movies and I really just kind of moped and just sat down and relaxed for a little bit, because like I said, I was looking at insurance texts all day for weeks and honestly months. So I was very exhausted. So I let my brain rest, and then halfway throughout the day I was like, okay, you've moped enough, you watched the movie, you let your brain relax. But the thing about me is that I gotta keep going. I can't just take a whole day off when I know that there is work to be done. So for some people, you may need to take a day, or you may need to take more time, but I do recommend just giving yourself time to just breathe, relax, and know that everything is gonna be okay. I know what it feels like because I was once in your shoes as well. Tip number two, schedule your second attempt within 5 days of the exam day of your first attempt. And the reason that I say this is it's fresh on your mind. You know that you have to go back and study a little more. A lot of times when you guys reach out to me, and even for me, when I took the test the first time, I only failed by 4 or 5 points. So I may have got tripped up on a question or two, and I know that I need to get right back and study. But I know if I wait a week or 2 weeks, it's going to start to leave my mind and it's not going to be as fresh. So you want to go ahead and take the exam again back to back. For me, honestly, I forgot which one it was, but one of the exams that I took, I literally took it one day, I didn't pass, I scheduled it. Within 24 hours, I was back in there and I took the exam again and I passed, because I know that I knew the information. I know that you know the information. So when you do not pass, or if you do not pass the exam the first time, don't trip, because you do know the information. I remember the first time I took the exam and I was leaving and I was like, I know this information. You cannot tell me I don't know this information. I want to recount. Like, I was really going through it in my head, but it's okay to not pass the first time. Tip number three, study hard on the things that you were confused on. A lot of times when you're in the exam, you may have a specific section that you're confused on. It may be commercial insurance. It may be riders on a life insurance policy. Whatever exam that you're taking and you're confused on a specific section, usually that section will have multiple questions. And if you don't know one answer, you're probably not going to know the other. For me, when I took my PNC exam, that was flood insurance. I completely skimmed over flood insurance insurance for whatever reason, not thinking that it was important. So when I got to the exam, I had about 5 questions on flood insurance, and I knew absolutely nothing about flood insurance. And right then and there, when I was taking the test, I said I should have studied more on flood insurance. So literally that day, as soon as I left, I wrote down the questions that I could remember in my notes on my phone. And when I got home, I specifically studied flood insurance. Once I had my break and watched my movies and ate, I studied flood insurance, and that's why I was able to go back so quickly and ace the exam, because a lot of times the tests are random, the questions are random, but a lot of times you may get similar questions because, I mean, insurance is insurance. It may not be worded the same, it may be different numbers, but you may get similar questions. I know from my personal experience, every time I did a retake, it was similar questions. I may have had 1 or 2 questions that was exactly the same, but 9 times out of 10, it was a different question, but the same concept. Tip number 4, pay close attention to the state laws in the insurance exam when you are studying. A lot of you all have reached out to me and said it was a lot of questions in regards to the state laws and you had no idea. So you want to pay very close attention to that, because I know a lot of times they will ask many questions, because in order to write insurance policies, you need to know the state laws. So they do ask a lot of questions in regards to that on your exam. My last and final tip is don't give up. I know it can be stressful. I know it can be overwhelming. You literally look at the insurance text, the book, or whatever you have, and you're like, this information is impossible to learn. I know, I get it. There is no way that you can learn everything in that book. Even to this day, I'm still learning every day different things about insurance. The test is not meant for you to know every piece of information. You just need to understand the concepts. If you understand the concepts, that will get you a passing score on your exam. Just don't give up. Keep pushing. Reach out to licensed agents if you do have questions, whether that's me, whether that's your local agent, whoever it is, reach out, because we were all in that position and we know what it feels like, and we may be able to give you some advice or even answer a question that you may have that you're not understanding a certain concept that was on your exam. And those are my tips on how to get back out there and take the insurance exam if you have failed the first time. I promise you it's not the end of the world. I know that if I can do it, you can do it as well. Thank you so much for tuning in to KennyJTV. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell for my latest notifications. If you have any questions or want to reach out to me personally, my email is listed in the description box below, as well as my insurance Instagram. Follow that for updates in a day in the life of an insurance agent. If you want any specific content insurance related in my channel, make sure to reach out to me and let me know, because I want to touch every topic, but I know it is a lot. So let me know what you guys want to see. Again, my name is Kenny J, the insurance guru, and this is KennyJTV.